This newscast is sponsored by Fully Max Media. Photography, that's okay, we don't do that. Modeling, that's okay, we don't really do that. Music videos, fuck off, you can't do that, that's Brandon stuff. And much, much more. Well, you better be careful which much more you choose, Ray, or else I'm going to be coming to have a stiff conversation with you.
Alright, perfect.
Wait, did you record that?
Yeah.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to this week's newscast. I'm Edward Tinkleton, and here in our first story, Billy O'Brien and his dog got eaten by Susan the Panther.
My name is William, quote unquote Billy O'Brien, and my Pugsley, who was 8 years old, was viciously taken away from me when I was inside of my home. I was inside of my home getting dressed for drag because I have an event later on today, and I told my friend Ryan Johnson to walk him around. Upon walking him around, they were at MRPD, and a panther took out his claws in his mouth, in his teeth, and he ate my dog whole. He didn't even chew. From what many people have been telling me, it is Stormski. But Stormski told me himself he does not own the panther. He said that he took the panther hostage.
Billy's making up the story. It's fake news. He just wants some attention. I met Susan when he was with Lewis, and then I kidnapped Susan to be a hostage for a store robbery, and then me and Susan just instantly bonded. I knew from that moment Susan would never eat anything. Susan would never, ever eat a dog.
I was, giving Pugsley right around the city, touring him around to different mechanic shops, meeting different people. Eventually, we ended up over in front of the police department, and we saw a black panther running a mist around the streets, and I was kind of terrified. I jumped on top of my vehicle, and Pugsley was there trying to run for his life, and the panther just swallowed him whole in one bite, and that's the end of Pugsley.
He only eats people. I blast someone, he eats the body. Do you get what I mean?
All of a sudden, the dog hopped out the car, walked up to the cougar, and sniffed the cougar in the ass. And then after that, the cougar kind of just swallowed the pug whole.
Was Pugsley on a leash?
No.
The dog was not on a leash, no. But neither was the panther.
No, it was never on a leash. It never is on a leash. You've seen what kind of pet owner he is. What kind of pet owner lets their dog get eaten? That's what I'm saying. It would surprise me if Billy ate the dog.
How can we prevent events like this from happening in the future?
We should not have panthers in a confined city, I don't believe.
You know, like those little things that come out of guns? You could like put that in its head, and just be done with it. A bullet. That's what it is. A bullet. We should put a bullet in its head.
I'm not sure if he had paperwork. I've heard that it was a emotional support animal, but a black panther not on a leash doesn't seem very safe.
Why would I have legal paperwork to a panther? I do what I want. Me and Susan run this shit. Me and Susan on top. Susan on fucking top for real.
Our second story today, Nicholas K. Cadgington is being possessed by a fire spirit, and he's blowing everything up.
So earlier today we were by Legion, right? And Habib comes up and tells us about a cursed apple that he found. So we're intrigued, and he's like, it brings a lot of bad luck. And as he's saying this, my car exploded and he caught on fire. A few dogs came out of nowhere and bit him and everything, and we're like, oh my god, you're like cursed or something, right? So he tells us we have to go to the tomb to like get rid of the curse or see if we can get rid of the apple, because he couldn't get rid of the apple. We go to the tomb, and that's where my memory just goes completely black. Supposedly I passed out, and they found me with like my mouth stitched closed, my arms were broken, and my like left leg was broken as well. So they took me to Pillbox. On the way to Pillbox, things started catching on fire. Oh fuck. Oh fuck. I'm sorry about that. I don't know why. Seth tried to get me to try to figure out how to control it, so he kept saying light the green thing on fire. And it did, but then... Oh fuck. Oh fuck. I'm not fireproof.
Next up, Ed Pearson, CEO of Weazel News, is sitting down with Morgan Lunavini.
Hi, I'm Ed Pearson, and I'm standing here with our state attorney, Morgan Lunavini. Morgan, in your own words, can you tell us about the events that took place during the whole mayor's office debacle?
Sure. We had a legislative session that was planned. Originally, it was supposed to be Bryce and myself and Seth and the deputy mayor. The deputy mayor didn't show up. We waited an extra hour for him, and then it had to be rescheduled. At the rescheduled meeting, which was the one where everybody was gathered at, our magistrate, Jake Loded, had a family emergency, and he couldn't make it to the meeting.
Do you believe in the citizens' right to protest?
Of course I do. As long as it's not violent and it doesn't put other people's lives in danger, I think everybody deserves a right to protest.
What is it you wish to accomplish as a state attorney? What would you like to be remembered for?
As a state attorney, I just want to do my sworn duty, which is to represent the state of San Andreas in all legal matters, both in and out of the courtroom. And what I would like to be remembered for is keeping the city safe by making sure justice is served quickly and justly.
What changes could the DOJ make to help the public?
Personally, what I would like to see above all else is more speedy trials. We have a bit of a hang up when it comes to scheduling. There are a lot of people that need to get scheduled, and so it takes a while for everybody to get on the same page, and that creates a bit of a lag in the system.
Should the DOJ have political power?
I think that this is a common misperception that the DOJ is a political entity or party. Our power is over the courtroom and the penal code and the city ordinances. It is not a political entity.
Well, who will keep them in check?
I think that that would be the Chief Justice. He has been appointed by the city, by the senators, and so he should be the one that kind of keeps DOJ together. Barring that, the senators.
It's safe to say you're not the most popular person in Los Santos. You've been the victim of many attacks and threats. Why is that?
Honestly, I have no idea. If I had to track it back, I believe all of this started when I was running for mayor, and a certain pocket of people were running a smear campaign against me. That campaign continued even past when the mayor was elected, and the lies continued on as well. And that whole spirit, that negative spirit, continued on. And gossip spreads like wildfire. Lies spread like wildfire. I cannot be everywhere to put out all the fires. And so things just kind of snowballed out of hand. And they are where they are today, unfortunately. And I am honest when I say I don't understand where it all comes from. People think that I am quote unquote in power, and I am just a state attorney. I don't have power past my role as a state attorney.
What's one thing people don't know about you that you wish they did?
I usually don't go parading this around, but it is a part of me. I am a reformed criminal. I spent most of my childhood in juvenile systems, jail systems. I spent my time in prison. I have done things that I regret. I turned my life around when I promised my dying husband that I would never do crime again and I would watch after our children. And now I am where I am today.
And lastly, what's your vision for the city?
I'd like the city to be more unified. I feel like there's this huge rift right now between truth and untruths, and people don't exactly know what is going on and what to believe in. And so they've kind of divided up into two groups, and it's a very us and them mentality. I am trying to fix this myself by providing a way for the DOJ to disseminate information directly to the people through the DO Journal, to kind of help combat this so that there's no middleman, there's no telephone game where one person says one thing to the next person and so on, and it ends up a mess at the end of the line. But that's what I would like to see, some more unity.
Those are all the questions I have. Morgan, thank you so much for doing this interview.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
All right. So, hello everyone. This is will conclude our Weazel newscast. Make sure you come on my call. I mean, come back for next week. I'm Edward Tinkleson. This has been our Weazel newscast.